Hello, this is Charles with another video on the St Peter's Church Hammersmith YouTube channel. Yesterday was the big shutdown. We got the news at 8 o'clock last night here in London, and that's it. Basically, we have to stay at home. You can go out once a day to do some exercise, or you can go to do some shopping once a day for food, only for that kind of stuff. If you're an essential worker, then you can get out. But otherwise, the rest of us, we are confined to barracks effectively for the next, well, who knows? Could be 3 weeks, could be 3 months. And like me, you are probably thinking to yourself, how on earth are we going to cope? How are we going to keep ourselves sane? So I want to give you a few thoughts I've been having over the last 24 hours on that, and you will have more thoughts, and please do kind of get in touch and give us your ideas and thoughts, and we can have a kind of conversation, because we need to do this, and we can get through this together if we keep in connection with each other, I think. So 10 ways to keep yourself sane. This is where I'm thinking so far. So number 1, get dressed. Now, that sounds kind of weird, but that's very easy to let go of. One of my favourite times of the year as a priest is Boxing Day. I mean, Christmas is really busy, so there'll be loads of services right after Christmas, and then Christmas Day itself, even after church, there's a whole dinner and family and people, and then Boxing Day is great because I just kind of hang around the house, wearing my pajamas and a dressing gown, and I kind of slobber out. And so I slob around for a day, maybe 2 days, maybe even 3 days with all the family. We kind of chill out, and I love that. We kind of lose sensible time and the rest of it. And you think, well, yeah, that's great when you're on holiday, but it's not going to help now. What we have to do is to think, right, we've got to get up, and I've got to have a shave and iron a shirt, and you got to wash your hair, you got to put your makeup on, you got to smarten up, and you think to yourself, why on earth am I doing this? I'm not going out, I'm not seeing anybody today, but I don't know, it seems to me, first thing to do, get yourself dressed, get yourself up. That's all about establishing a routine. Which I suppose is my second thought. We need to get a routine going, don't we? I've had one day so far, one day with the kids, homeschooling the kids apparently, and I'm thinking, we need a structure, we need a timetable, we need a plan, we desperately need fixed points in the day and fixed activities so we know where we are. Otherwise it's all just going to descend into kind of chaos. And I mean, it's cute if you have children, but even if you don't have kids, you need a little bit of routine. That's how we function best. So that right, I've got 2 things tomorrow. I'm doing this in the morning, then I've got my lunch, and then after lunch I've got this one activity in the afternoon. So you know what you're going to be doing. And not just a kind of daily routine, but I guess it seems to me we want to try and keep that whole weekly routine. That kind of 7-day cycle works. It works for us. It's how we function. So we'll be posting stuff for church on Sunday, and really, I know you can watch it anytime, but it's good to try to establish that kind of routine and get into that whole thing of weekdays and weekends. So hey, when it's Saturday, you can go, great, it's Saturday. You're allowed to slob in your pajamas on Saturday. Number 3, you've got to invent yourself a little project, haven't you? I mean, most of us don't need to do this in life. I don't know about you, but I find, I don't need to invent work for myself most of the time. I have tons of stuff coming at me. I spend most of my life trying to kind of get out of things that are coming at me. So we don't normally have to find stuff to do. There's usually a ton of stuff that just presents itself. But, but it may be different over these coming weeks and months. We're going to have to invent little projects, little activities to get into. And you're going to think to yourself, right, well, I'm going to learn Italian, or I'm going to finally read War and Peace, or I'm going to crochet a quilt. And in years to come, when people come around and they say, I love that quilt, you can say, yeah, that's my Corona quilt. I did that during those 3 months I was in isolation. We got to invent projects for ourselves. And that's especially true, those of you who know this, if you've got kids at home. And maybe with our kids we can actually take the time to do those sorts of activities we don't normally spend time to do with them. I'm thinking, baking. I mean, I don't really bake very much. My life routine is I grab a ready meal from Tesco's on my way back home at night, and I chuck it in the microwave and I eat it whilst watching television at 10 o'clock in the evening. And I mean, that's just not a healthy way to be. And I'm thinking, okay, well, with the kids, let's learn how to bake. Let's start on page 1 of Delia on day 1, and then on day 2 we'll go to page 2, and we'll work all the way through it, or we'll learn how to play chess. That'll be a little project, or we'll do a stopgap animation film with Lego figures and do our own version of Star Wars made out of Lego. I mean, anything. We have to invent projects now for ourselves, and especially for our children. Number 4, we've got to get connected. I mean, I keep banging on about this, and loads of you are connected already through Facebook, through WhatsApp, through YouTube, through social media. We've just been pioneering Zoom this morning, and it was kind of okay, but I've done it already with my family, and it's just a great way to get connected. And especially if you think, I don't really do this, you're the kind of you think, I don't like computers, I don't do electronics, it's all too complicated. I mean, it's not as complicated as you think. And if you think it is complicated, then call us, send me an email, and there are plenty of people out there who will happily ring you up and talk you through how this whole thing works, because this could be a lifesaver for so many of us in the coming weeks and months. I feel with all the people who've been contacting me and with the groups I've joined, I really feel connected to a whole load of people. So even if I'm stuck in this little one room, there are a whole bunch of people out there I can talk with and communicate with, and that's what's going to get me through, it seems to me. Number 5, exercise. I mean, that's tough, right? We're allowed out on the streets for the moment to do one thing. But, I mean, most of us exercise in the course of our daily lives, so you don't really have to make an effort. And now you think, oh, no, I need it to be part of my little routine. That's part of my routine, is my 20-minute exercise thing a day that I do. And my guess is it's all on the internet nowadays. If you want to join a Zumba class, I bet you can go on YouTube. If you want to do Keep Fit for the over 50s, there'll be something on YouTube. Even if it's something as simple as going up and down the stairs. And you think, right, I will go up and down my stairs 10 times, one time after another, and I'll do that at 11 o'clock every day before I have my morning coffee. And that's part of my routine. We've got to build those routines, which include exercise. My brother, I was speaking to him over Zoom the other day, and he was telling me of some guy out in Italy, where they've had this really tough shutdown, and the guy's run a marathon, and he's run a marathon on his 7-metre balcony. He's got a balcony 7 metres long at the top of his house, and he's been running back and forth, and now he's done 26 miles. And I thought, I love that. What a great idea. And I was sort of thinking, oh, well, how many stairs? I mean, I haven't done the maths yet, but if we were in here for 3 months, could we climb Everest? I mean, could you do that? How many stairs would you have to do every day in order to climb Everest? But I mean, that'd be an achievement, wouldn't it? You'd kind of go, wow, what did you do in the shutdown? I climbed Everest, and I got myself fit. And so we're going to build exercise into our routine, haven't we? Where are we? Number 6, I think. Don't watch too much news. I got this from Heike. Heike said this in her video the other day, and I came away thinking, this is really good advice. I mean, I'm a bit of a news junkie, and I love to kind of, to tune in and find out what's happening. But I wonder whether, it's all that healthy to be too obsessed at a time like this. I mean, first of all, we need to get good news. I mean, I've just been extolling the benefits of Facebook to keep in touch, but Facebook is a bad place to get your actual news from. So you rely on reliable sources, BBC or some of the kind of Quality Press or Sky, you know, decent kind of broadcasters. But most of us, I suspect, 20 minutes of news in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening, that's probably enough. And you don't want to spend too much time because it is quite depressing out there. I was clearing out some space downstairs to create a gym. See, little project to keep myself fit. A gym, that's a rather fancy word. It was just some space so we could take our exercise bike, which has been in the cupboard under the stairs for the last 5 years, I guess. So we get that out so we can actually use it. Anyway, creating some space. So tidying up some DVDs. And I came across the, turns out I'd forgotten I had this, The Vicar of Dibley. I've got a complete box set of The Vicar of Dibley, you know, and with the Christmas special. You probably remember, you know, where she goes round and she eats, I think, 3 or 4 Christmas dinners in the parish to keep everybody happy. And I thought, great video. And to be honest, after I've done my 20 minutes of news, I thought, I would be a happier, more balanced person if I sat down and I watched the Vicar of Dibley Christmas special, rather than spending another hour obsessing with the BBC 24 News channel or CNN or anybody else who's out there. You know, we need to have a certain amount of information from the external world, but there's also a point where you can overdose on news, and the news will make you depressed. Which I suppose really leads on to point 7. We have to keep our humour, you know, keep our spirits up. You know, one of the lovely things over the last few days I've had through various WhatsApp channels and social media is I keep getting sent stupid little videos, silly little videos or silly little cartoons, often kind of poking fun at some aspect of coronavirus. And sometimes, I mean, they've really made me laugh, and they've cheered me up a lot. And you kind of think, I like to think maybe this is something about being British. Maybe it isn't. Maybe this is universal. But I like this thing that in Britain we can find humour in the face of adversity, even in very kind of grim circumstances. We will keep laughing. We will keep smiling and keep kind of cheering each other up, and we just got to keep that alive. And a great email from Sing West. You know, there's a community choir that meets in St Peter's most weeks, and now they've just started meeting virtually. So I'll put the details up for that, so you can sing along in your own home. You can join in. But they're also now putting together a daily email. It's called, I think, the Daily Optimism, something like that, which is just full of kind of positive little links and stories and things you can do, and so on. And so do subscribe. Again, I'll put details up on our Facebook account, or you can email us. We'll put you in touch. But we just got to keep our humour going and keep our spirits up, and keep sharing the kind of positive and the funny stories to kind of balance out all that stuff we get from the news. I think, if I've done my maths right, I think we're on to number 8 now. So tip number 8, pray or meditate or engage in whatever spiritual practice it is that you engage in. And I suppose if you haven't got one, well, this can be one of your little projects. Get one now, start one now, experiment now. I've done a video already. You can see it on the playlist there about how to use the Church of England's daily prayer materials, which are all online. But you could use there are any number of different ways in which you can do this. Even if you just find a quiet corner and light a candle, and just in your head, just name those people that you're worried about, that you care about, and just say a little prayer for them, and then finish that by saying the Lord's Prayer. Just building something spiritual, something kind of prayer or meditation into your day, and so that's again part of your daily routine. It's all part of the way in which we're going to keep ourselves healthy and together in difficult circumstances. Number 9, keep in touch with others. You might think you're quite a self-contained person. Maybe you are self-contained. Maybe you don't need too much contact. You think, I'm doing fine, don't worry about me. But you see, your phone call to your neighbour might well be the thing that keeps that keeps them sane. You know, you could be their lifeline, even if you think, I'm fine, I don't need to be in touch, I'm all right. Being proactive, contacting a neighbour or a friend, and just keep in touch every couple of days. You ring them just to hear another human voice and ask them how they're going on. Then you know, that could be a real lifeline for them. Even if you think you don't need it, they may well need it, and you could be the source of their support during this time. 10, well, I suppose it's really just a way of saying learn from others. In other words, this means you. Those are my provisional thoughts, and this is only day one, so who knows? But you yourselves, you will have lots of ideas or thoughts or ideas of stuff to do, activities, connections to entertaining stuff. Please share them. You can hit subscribe underneath this YouTube channel link, and then you can also put some comments there. You can join in discussion on our Facebook account. But you know, we have to learn from each other, and if we stick together, then I mean, we can make this happen. We can get through this. We just have to keep connected. So take care and be in touch. All the best. Bye-bye.